Hi everyone, this is a quick video which will show you how to make a lesson on YouTube and in fact create a whole channel of lessons. Of course, YouTube lessons are only one way to deliver learning content remotely to our students. My reason for using YouTube is it allows me to create at any time. I often wake up early in the morning, for example, whereas my students can watch at any time that suits them, and I find that increases participation. It also lets me control all aspects of the lesson because I'm preparing it in full before I'm sharing it with my students. The process of making a YouTube lesson is relatively straightforward, and I'm going to set out all these stages here in this video. You have to create a YouTube account. That's a once only task. Then you make a PowerPoint presentation, record a voiceover, convert it to MP4 and upload the MP4 to YouTube. You might be able to do it just from those headers, but I'm going to go through the whole process now, step by step. Then you need to create a YouTube account. Open the YouTube app and in the top right hand corner tap on the circle, which is the profile picture. Choose sign in and add account. You're now ready to start creating a YouTube account. If you click on those three dots that I've circled, you'll see a list of options, and one is to create a channel. Couple of things to notice here. You can have multiple channels, so you could have a different channel for each year or each class or each topic if you wanted. And the other is it's best to use your college email account so that you keep this work separate from any watching or liking or following that you do in your usual day-to-day use of YouTube. So I find the easiest way to create a lesson is to use PowerPoint, make a quick PowerPoint presentation. I add minimum words because I'm going to be doing a voiceover anyway, and I use the design ideas button, which is on the far right of the screen, the PowerPoint screen. That gives me a bunch. It just opens a set of ideas for how to lay out my screen. So I'm trying to make this as quick and easy for me as possible. Anyway, I don't need to tell you how to use PowerPoint. You can record onto your Surface or laptop microphone. I found it was really worth investing in a decent headset with microphone, though actually I tend to slip it off my ears as I'm recording because I can hear my voice more naturally. You don't have to do that. I just found it really paid off. To record a slideshow, this is after you've finished and saved your lesson as a presentation. Go to the slideshow tab at the top of the screen, click on slideshow and then click on record slideshow. You can record onto an individual slide or from the beginning. I generally do the whole thing in one go from the beginning. There's a number of different ways that you can record and things that you can do, but I like to keep it super simple. I make sure I've got my headphones plugged in. These buttons here let you record, stop and replay your sound. And these buttons here, well, that button there with the X on it, clear, is really useful because it means you can just delete the sound from a slide if you've made a mess of it. When you've recorded your whole narration over every slide, play it back to check that it hasn't got any background noises or mistakes or anything. You can easily re-record individual slides. You can edit the audio with software, do all sorts of things, but I'm trying to get as many videos out as quickly as possible. I don't bother with anything like that. I just record it, check that it's okay. Might have a few glitches. My students aren't going to mind, like I've just stumbled over my words. But once I'm happy that it's good enough, I then save it as an MP4. So you click Save As, and then you open the list of file types and look down to MPEG-4, also called MP4. It's quite far down the list, but that's the one you want. And then you just click save. As you do that, it'll take a while to convert the file. So you'll see down the bottom of the screen a note telling you that they're making the MP4, and that bar will gradually grow. I would say it's going to take you about 10 minutes. It depends on the size of the lesson. So go and make a cup of tea or something. Just let that tick away. Eventually, you'll have an MP4 file saved on your whatever folder you've chosen. You can now upload that MP4 to YouTube. So at the top right hand corner of your YouTube profile, you'll see some icons like this. Click on the one that looks like a little video camera-ish. And it will open a little menu like that, and you click on upload video. You'll then see a window that opens like this. You can drag and drop your MP4 file into YouTube, or just drag it on top of that arrow. You can also use select files, but that's what I do, drag and drop. So now you have to go through the brief YouTube process that they've put in place to allow you to add the key information to your video and upload it. And some of this is to protect them from showing unsuitable content to minors. So it's worth going through. First of all, type a title and a short description of your video. That will appear under the video on the YouTube screen, so it's what your students will see. Confirm that the video is not made for kids. By kids, they mean underage children. I know your work won't be unsuitable for youngsters, but it's not specifically made for little kids. So it's easier to just say no, and then click on next. You'll see another screen with some other options. Don't worry about that at all. Just click next again. You can come back and investigate these things later, but I'm going for speed. So next, then next again. And then the final screen, this is where you publish your video. Click public, so it's open to the public. Anybody can see it. I think that's quite a good choice. And click on publish, and that's it. You're away. It will take a little while for it to render, so you have to be a little bit patient. You'll see it chugging away for a while, but you'll see all your YouTube videos appearing. And there's mine. I've set the whole thing up very plain. I haven't added any extra features. I'm maximizing my productivity. The number of views, you can see it's not huge, but it's greater than my number of students. Some of them are optional and some of them are compulsory, but they were looking at the videos. So just a quick recap. Create your YouTube channel, make a presentation and record a voiceover, convert the whole thing to MP4 and upload it to YouTube, and that's literally it. If you've got questions about any of that, get in touch with me, and obviously I'm happy to at least have a go at answering them.